Well, this is an interesting predicament. I wasn't intending to show this fight at all. I ended up coming back to Akkala because I figured that I would try to see if I could tackle the harder monsters that we were asked to fight as subquests. And while fighting the immovable boulder, Pupper ended up getting his kinship attack. So, yeah, I wasn't gonna start the video with the very first thing I was gonna do off screen, but I mean, I guess I am. There's no reason why I shouldn't show it because I got it. So, yeah, here's Rushing Charge. He threw a giant mud ball at his face. Poor guy. Oh, are you kidding me? Frostfang!
Oh no.
We were actually doing pretty good, and then Frostfang died. That's actually kind of disappointing. Thumper got his kinship skill too. We both got our kinship skills. I'm pretty sure Avinia had her kinship skill. Oh, thanks, Naviru. I really appreciate you telling me that, buddy. I am so happy that you've told me that. Thank you so much for informing me that my party has returned. I could not be happier to know that information. Thank you oh so very much. Well, that was fun. Hello, my fellow dragons and dragonesses. This is the Gaming Dragon, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Stories 2. This episode did not start off well, and I am not having a good day. I'm having such a bad day that I'm gonna kick these Popo so hard that they die and drop their meat, because I actually need their meat. I actually need meat for a quest, so, like, I'm gonna kill these. I'll be right back. Alright, now that the Popo have been taken care of, I'm so humorous. It's time to head off towards the, I think it was called the Lavinia Cave, I believe. Something to that effect. Oh my god, you assholes! That's not what I wanted. At all. I did not want that. I think this is the first time we're seeing a unison kinship with Avinia. How ironic. That it's against... That it's against a great baggie that I didn't intend to fight.
You're getting stronger.
Alright, can I not have a surprise attack from tiny little baggies? I would greatly appreciate that. Which direction am I supposed to head? It looks like I'm heading up, which is good. That's the direction I'm heading anyways. You guys again. Meat. Your child is mine, Popo. That's what you get for running away from a fight. How does a popo lay egg? That's a sentence. How does a popo lay egg? How do it lay egg? But in all seriousness though, how does an herb— don't you dare. Don't you back! Upset. Actually upset. Alright, well, Jaws got his kinship attack, so, no reason why we shouldn't use freezing spouts against this great baggie that went up my ass. It's kinda what he gets. Balloon! Icy balloon! Whee!
Nice job!
Well, I fell asleep and it died. And it retreated too! Let's go!
Doing well. Believe in yourself.
The irony of it all. I fell asleep, it died, and then it said, you know what? Nah, fuck this, I'm out. The irony of the situation.
Doing well. Believe in yourself.
Avinia? Avinia, are you okay? Avinia, are you okay? Are you alright, girl? Is everything okay? Are you okay? She kind of freaked out there for a second. Ugh. Ugh. I love getting attacked by monsters and I'm trying to escape. It's like one of my favorite things that happens all the time. Is that a blue boy I see? Where's the... oh, it's up there, isn't it? God damn it. Alright, there's a blue boy! Look at the blue boy. Look at the blue boy. Look at the blue boy. Look at him. Look at him. He makes little plap noises with his feetsies. Cute little blue boy doing cute little blue boy things. Alright, we're finally at the cave in question. It's time to go in and deal with the El Problemo that is here in this cave, which is apparently a cave-in, which I'm willing to bet a monster is responsible.
It's so cold! My whiskers are frozen stiff! How come you don't feel the chill?
I have Frostfang, so I'm all right.
I see. He keeps you warm. By the way, Frostfang is a pretty cool name. When did you come up with it?
When I met him for the second time.
What did you call him before then?
Fuzzfangs.
Say what?
He was so cute and fluffy. It was the first thing that came to my mind.
And you bonded with Frostfang when you met again.
That's right. It was a very cold day, like today.
Isn't every day always cold?
I'm freezing. Oh no. There's a monster here. Huh? A Barioth? Why did you... hold on. Is that you, Fuzzfangs? I'm so happy to see you again. But you're all grown up. Fuzzfangs doesn't suit you anymore. Why don't I call you Frostfang? Frostfang, would you like to come with me? That's when we bonded.
That's so touching! I almost teared up!
frosty places always remind me of that day. Anyway, let's keep going.
The irony of this situation is the fact that they're willing to go out of their way to actually show you, a monster that had been blighted. The Black Blight is something that they touch upon here and there, but they don't really talk about it a whole lot. Despite it being, like, the main thing that was from the first game, you'd think it would have a little more relevance since the fact that they're bringing it up constantly. Like, this is, I mean, I say constantly, even though I literally just said they bring it up here and there. I think they bring it up a couple more times throughout the game, but the fact that they've already mentioned it at least twice, they might have even mentioned it 3 times now. I'm surprised that they haven't fully, like, done, like, a bit of a recap of the first game. Because the Black Blight was, like, a pretty big thing that was causing a lot of problems in the first game, and you'd think that they'd touch upon it just a little bit more, like maybe discuss what happened in the first game. Because the first game had some really interesting things that happened in it that don't make a comeback in this game, and I'm actually kind of... Thanks, Naviru. And I'm actually kind of disappointed that some of those things didn't come back. While we're going through this cave, for instance, one of the things that happened in the first game that doesn't happen in this one, I don't remember the guy's name, but excuse me. But there's... God damn it. Pause that thought. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. One of the things that happened in the first game that doesn't happen in this one was there was this scientist guy. I honestly do not remember his name. And he had an assistant, and like he was experimenting on creatures, and he would like give monsters like protective armor, and they would become bosses that you would fight. And I thought that was a really cool thing, that there was just this guy who was fucking around with nature, doing what he wasn't supposed to be doing, modifying monsters, making them more dangerous, thinking that he could control them, and having Mother Nature just basically be like, no, fuck you can't do that. I thought that was neat, because you don't see people doing... Give me the bug. You don't see people doing stuff like that very often in, like... in Monster Hunter. And by very often, I mean, I think the only other time something like that, like, ever existed is something that's technically not canon, and I think it's called the Ultimate Dragon Weapon, or something like that. Like, that's the only time we ever see anything like that. Fuck you. That's the only time we see anything like that at all whatsoever, and it's kind of disappointing that that guy didn't come back. I kind of wish that they would have made just some excuse for him to just return, because I think it would have been cool to have monsters modified by technology being bosses. I think that would have been cool. Okay, can I finally stop getting attacked? Can you monster fuckers just leave me alone for 5 seconds so that way I can talk about the first game and how cool the first game was? Because the first game was cool. I mean, obviously the second game has those quality of life changes that make it really difficult to go back to playing the first game, but I mean, like, the first game was so cool. And, like, obviously, aside from having, you know, from having the scientist guy in the first game, which made really cool monster bosses for you to fight. Oh god, Frostfang scared me. I keep going around the wrong way because I'm trying to go this way. But, like, one of the things that was also in that game was obviously Naviru's story, which you might actually be surprised to find out that he actually did have a pretty in-depth story that could have gone a little deeper and could have been a little more fleshed out, but all in all, it's a story that goes completely and pretty much 100% untouched in this game, which is a crying shame. In Monster Hunter Stories 1, Naviru's story was one of the only redeeming qualities about him as a character, because it was the only thing he had going for him. Because again, back in the first game, he was annoying as fuck. But that's not important. The important thing is that he actually had a really cool tale to tell. And I'm sorry. Him hopping like a frog caught me off guard. I forgot that's how, I forgot that's how Zamtrios walks. They hop like a frog. I forgot about that. But seriously though, Naviru's story tied into the scientist because the scientist was actually responsible for technically for creating Naviru. And Naviru was one out of, trying to remember, I want to say 5 cats? God damn it, you were blocking the way. 5 cats? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 cats. 6 cats? 6 cats. I'm pretty sure it was 6 cats. If you include Naviru, I believe it was 6 cats. Like, I'm trying to think. There's the big cat, there's the long skinny one. Big cat, long skinny one, the super tiny one. And there was like the smart one. And then there was the leader. The red one, and then there was Naviru. And they were all color coordinated too. The red one was the boss, there was a tiny green one, there was like the long skinny blue one, there was like a pink one. I think the pink one was the tiny one, I think the green one was the smart one, I think. And I'm trying to remember, I honestly don't remember what color the big one was. What color was the big cat? I don't remember what color the big cat was. What color was the big cat? Oh god, I can't remember what color the big cat was. Anyways, they were all super important to the story. And it was like, it's really disappointing that that story of how a bunch of cats that got experimented on and gained fucking goddamn superpowers. Spoiler warning, I guess, for the first game, Naviru has superpowers. And they don't touch on it at all. Like, never once in this entire story do they touch on the fact that Naviru has superpowers. Because he does.
Well, believe in yourself.
He literally turns into an electrified cat that literally can shock you. Like, straight up just lightning bolts. This motherfucker literally has the power of Thor, and they don't touch upon it at all in this story. They don't. Naviru's story in 1 was one of the best parts of the first game, and they just don't talk about it at all. They bring it up a little, But they never mentioned that, okay, and see the many blocked paths. There's more debris further on ahead. We'll follow the trail. It should lead to the monster. Good idea. Let's give it a go. Let's go on ahead. I don't care. I'm talking about the story that nobody else in this godforsaken game will talk about. It's not fair. It really isn't fair that Navirou has one of the best stories from the first game. Ironic, Monster Hunter Stories. And we don't get to hear about it at all, whatsoever. Not once does it get talked about. What did I touch? What did I touch? What do you mean, surprise attack? From where? I absolutely am hating these goddamn baggies. They are everywhere. I can't see them because they're blue. They blend in with everything. They're becoming a pain in my ass. Oh my god. Can y'all just, like, fuck off for 5 seconds? I'm trying to tell a story here, and y'all are literally just begging to run up my ass. Do something else with your lives. With how many baggies and great baggies are just, like, running at me and, like, going right up my anus, I'm literally becoming overpowered because they won't fuck off and leave me alone, and there's no reason why I shouldn't fight them. It's starting to become annoying. Oh, hey, will you look at that? I think I found the monster that we need to fight. And how ironic, we actually had that monster in our party earlier. And so we already know what type this monster is. It's a speed type monstie. So, I guess this is technically the first time you're supposed to be fighting Barroth. I know this isn't your fault, but I have to protect my home, and we're not done rebuilding yet. We're not about to sit by and let it trouble the merchant any longer either. Yes, sir. Why are you... Excuse me. Why are you using speed? Use technical. It is a speed monster. Okay, not that, so probably Hammer, I would assume. Hammer would probably be the best option. I think Dudley has become our most used monstie. Like, I'm pretty sure he's... No, it's Sword? It's the Sword. Just from just how useful he's been. It's gonna be sad to see Dudley go. I like how we get transferred to the grasslands instead of, like, being in the ice area eating the ice conchus. Like we're in the grass area eating the regular, like, golden conchus. Yeah, Barroth? No, Barroth Literally one letter difference, annoying as hell. Barroth Lovelorn rolling in the mud. Bad news, it stinks. Good news, it makes them vulnerable to water element attacks. When they're not in the mud, use fire element attacks. Try switching monsties to give yourself the upper hand. I'm gonna trust Dudley and assume that it's going to be... I should not have trusted See, this is what I mean. I mentioned this earlier. I can't tell if the monster is being smart or if it's being stupid. Like, Dudley was stupid there. But I wanted to trust his judgment and believe that he was smart, and I was wrong to believe that. I was wrong to trust that judgment, and that is my fault to blame.
Okay, Frostfang!
Poor Sponge Boy, his head is just hurting. Oof. Whee! Splish. Why are you using power, Frostfang? And it's dead. Thank you. You fought with grace and determination. Now we can carry on rebuilding the village. Grace and determination, huh? Grace and determination. Flashback to me smacking Dudley on the back of the face. Yeah. Grace and determination. And Naveru's complaining about mud. I mean, he is an electric cat, I guess. So, I mean, complaining about mud makes the most sense for him.
We did it, buddy! Now the Popo can get through the cave, and the shop can keep on running!
Thanks for your help. Getting the shop back to normal will mean a lot to the owner, and it'll bring back some hustle and bustle to our village.
Your village has come a long way since it was destroyed. It must have been really hard on you.
It was. Although Frostfang and I spent some time away from the village, too.
Really? Why, if you don't mind me asking?
When I came back to the village with Frostfang, after we bonded... Listen, everyone!
Avinia, move away from that monster!
We can't sustain any more damage to the village.
He won't do any harm.
How do you know it's not blighted? It's too much risk. We won't allow it.
If he's not allowed in the village, then I'm leaving too. And so I left my beloved village, so that I might stay together with Frostfang.
I can't believe they didn't trust you and your Monstie.
The Black Blight didn't just destroy our village. It also destroyed people's trust in monsters.
That's terrible.
Seeing you and Ratha makes me remember how it felt to be with Frostfang back then. But no matter what happens, you must believe in your Monstie.
We'll prove that Ratha has nothing to do with that spooky legend. You'll see! Okay, gang, it's back to the chief. My paws are sore from walking. Let me hop on, Fuzzfangs. Hey! No need to be so frosty with me.
No, I just teleported onto his back, on the back of Dudley. The back of Dudleyosaurus. Of the Dud Man. Well, that takes care of that, so I guess I will be heading back. There is a chest, but we can't get it because we need Ivy Climb and we don't have it, so, gonna have to, teleport out, and I'll see you guys back in the village. Hey, Chief, we got your merchant sorted out. Splendid. I can't thank you enough. So, on to our next task. What? There's more? I want you to gather materials from a Tobi-Kadachi found in the Loloska Rocky Canyon. Static electricity from its fur could power our windmills, if only we could catch the slippery creature. In that case, we can track down the monster and collect its fur. Naviru was off in the distance. He was like, wait for me, I'm coming back! Story quest, Soaring Bolt. The Chief Daul, I don't think I ever pronounced his name, Daul, requests more materials to complete the windmills, the finishing touch of Kuon's restoration. You head to Loloska Rocky Canyon for materials as the thought of happy villagers seeing the spinning windmills fills your mind. Wonderful. I truly can't thank you enough, my friends. Please take this as a token of gratitude. Mega Potions recipe. And this person has a quest for me, which is not important. So, I'm gonna end this episode off here. The next episode is gonna be a very good one. So next time on Monster Hunter Stories 2, we are gonna go take a hunt out into the Rocky Canyons to find ourselves a Tobi-Kadachi. And who knows? We might find some other things on the way too. Who can say? Who can say? Stay cool in your caves, and remember... Mud... No. You know what? Don't forget the stories that you wrote. Because sometimes they're a lot better than you think they are. Naviru, everyone hated you in the first game. But your story was incredible. And it's actually disappointing that it doesn't get told here.